Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how you can take photos of yourself by yourself. If like me, you're somebody who enjoys to take self-portraits, but you don't have somebody to help you all the time, I have a bunch of really good tips that will make that possible for you. Now, to take self-portraits, you really don't need any fancy tools. I'm going to show you how to do this for iPhone or iPad or a camera. And even if you don't have a tripod, I'm also going to show you some ways where you can work around that. The first thing you need to do when you're going to take photos of yourself is you need to stabilize whatever device you're going to be working with. So the easiest one is to use a tripod. So I used this one that was 15 euros I think when I bought it, and I use it all the time when I'm taking out my self-portraits. You know, if I'm at home or if I'm out in the streets, I use this to stabilize my camera. For the iPhone, you can get one of these selfie sticks that also can act as a tripod. But if you're taking it with iPhone or iPad, there's also a lot of different ways where you can sort of pad it up and make it stand straight, because that's really the most important thing, that you try to have your device sort of as front as possible and as straight as possible to get that, nail that angle that you want the photo to be in. So you can use books or, you know, other heavy objects around you to get that to happen. For the iPad, I found that, for example, using a laptop and then placing the iPad against that so it can rest against that works really well. Don't know where to put my phone. If I put it on the edge, maybe it will fall down. Okay, put it on the front. Secondly, you need to frame your shot. So this is kind of an obvious one, but I thought I would still split it into sort of very mini steps, because maybe hearing me talk about these things will sort of trigger something in your mind. So here it goes. Frame your shot. It can be a little tricky because you're going to be in front of the camera, but then you're also, you know, going to be sort of the photographer. So here my tip would be to really try to visualize yourself in the frame as you're going around with your camera, and also look through the camera lens or iPhone lens. So when you're sort of looking to get that sort of frame, already have in mind where you're going to place yourself, and then depending on if you're working with self-timer or if you have an app where you can see yourself on the screen, you sort of just have to experiment and just, you know, practice makes perfect. There's always a little bit of an awkward and sort of a messy bit where you can get a little frustrating, but you know, we've all been there. It takes time, but it's definitely worth it in the end. The third part of the process is to start shooting and get it sharp. So this can be a bit of a tricky one. When you're shooting people, generally what they say is to try to get the eyes sharp. And this is a little bit depending on what device you're working on. So if you're taking your photos with the iPhone, definitely use this camera instead of the one that is here. It's much better quality. So you can first put the phone with the front-facing camera so you can see what's going on towards yourself, and then you can just flip it when you take the photo. If you're working with a camera and the self-timer, so when you're like running back and forth, try to put something in the place where you will be so you can get the sharpness right before then placing yourself in there. So, you know, put something there and then you run and you take the place of whatever that thing that you used. What I use nowadays is this app that I connect with my camera when I shoot. So this way I can see what's going on in the frame while I'm shooting, so I know how it will look. You can also buy one of these remote triggers that you connect to your camera, and then when you stand far away, you can trigger the camera while not being actually behind the camera. I had one maybe for a month, and then I lost it when I was out shooting in Hampstead Heath. So here is some footage of it, but I do not longer have it. But now, since I'm using this app, it just takes away so much of the hassle and is super convenient to use. If you're shooting with your iPhone or iPad, you can connect your headphones to the phone and then use the volume button to trigger the camera. So it kind of acts like a remote trigger. Hello. Number 4 is to nail that pose. So some tricks to sort of get that effortless and not awkward looking pose in your self-portrait is to shoot in like intervals or burst mode. So instead of, you know, taking one shot and sort of posing there really statically and awkwardly, you take many, so it's like continuous, so you can relax into it a little bit, you know, move about and don't just pose statically. Another way I know some people do, and especially like these fashion bloggers, is that they take video instead, and then they sort of like pose around, and then from that video they will take a photo or like a screenshot, I guess. Obviously the quality will be maybe lesser, but then depending on sort of the style you're going for, that might suit you really well. Also, if you feel very awkward and that posing is something that you really struggle with, I have a video called 10 Top Portraits When the Camera Doesn't Love You, so definitely check that out for some more tips. I found like a speaker's chair, although I think this is like a grill or something. Lastly, I want to show you how you can build your own top-down crane, or just crane, to take those top-down photos. I think top-down photos are a really cool way to stand out and just bring that little extra into your photos. It's a little unexpected and it's sort of an angle that we don't normally get to see, which is why it makes it so fascinating. Okay, so I want to shoot some stuff on this table, but from straight up above. So I'm gonna show you how to make like a makeshift tripod / crane thingy. So what I'm gonna use as weights is books. So that will sort of help the tripod in place and also have like a weight on the other side. You know, Tolstoy will do, or any old heavy classics. The heavier the better. So I'm basically trying to make something that is as high as possible. So I put the table here, I put a bar stool on the table, and then I put some books as weights. And here is the thing that I'm gonna be filming. Even if you're doing with iPhone or then with a camera, you will need like some kind of a tripod that you're gonna put here, and then hopefully it will not come crashing down on you while you take the photo. So here is how the final setup looks. So I have a bag there with some weights, then we have the books, like a little house there, and the tripod. I'm gonna put the camera over there, and then this is what we will be filming. If you want to take a top-down photo with your iPhone, there's two ways you can do this. So one way is you build a little box, and then you can sort of tape the selfie stick in the box. So you make like a hole in the box, and then you put the selfie stick in there. And then you have a this kind of crane, and you can put still some again like books as weights in this, and then you can just put this over the edge on something, and ta-da! Crane. The other way you can do this is that you tape your actual whole iPhone or Android phone, smartphone, to the ceiling with some tape, and then again using the self timer, you can, or the headphones, you can just, you know, snap the photos. It's a little bit of like up and down, and sort of to get it straight and all that, like framing it can be a little bit tricky, but it's totally possible. I've done all these photos with this method. It's a good exercise for sure. Thank you so much for watching this video. These were basically the tips. As you can see, it's not rocket science. Like with some things, oh, I left some tape in the ceiling, I just noticed. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. That would make me very happy. And also, yeah, comment below. It's really cool to sort of see what resonates with you. And if you have any sort of topics you'd like me to talk about. Also, check out my Instagram. It's at Kutovakika, and I'm there often. Yeah, and until next time, bye!